y'all. Welcome back to Automate Live. This is your host, Ann Wyatt. I am so excited to be here with you all for another year. This is Automate Live 2025, and we are getting it started on this Monday. I'm here today with my guest, Sadiq from Teledyne Vision, and we're going to have a big conversation on how Teledyne is disrupting and innovating the industry and the future of work. Sadiq, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself, maybe introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your own career path at Teledyne?
And thanks for inviting me, and happy to be here. So I'm responsible for our machine vision camera groups. We have been building a lot of technology all the way from sensor to cameras, to software, to solutions that has really enabled innovation and disruption and solving the real problems in the world of machine vision and automation. And I have the opportunity to lead this particular group, which comprises of all of these areas. Background, I come from a small city, in a very modest environment. Father was a teacher, mother was homemaker, very early stages in life. A family full of care, but very limited in financial resources. So very early stages in my life, learned about optimism, giving back. Tomorrow is going to be better than today. And that optimism has driven me throughout my life, and had the opportunity to work with various organizations, including General Electric, IBM, and now I've been working at Teledyne for over 7 years.
Well, that's amazing, Sadiq. And you just gave a conversation, a speech earlier, a session on innovation and disruption in automation. And how was that? What were your biggest takeaways from that?
It was a great presentation. This is the second time, I've done these talk at Automate. And really the focus around this is how do we truly talk about true innovation? And many times, true innovation comes when you are solving the real needs of the marketplace, the real problems that are challenges that are faced around the marketplace. So we talked about some approaches, we talked about some solutions, we talked about some of the concepts, and I believe it was very well received. And, we invited folks to come in. The focus around my speech was really around how do we optimize the design and cycle for machine vision, which is the eyes behind a lot of systems. And what we do over there is typically in a machine vision design setup, it takes a lot of money and it takes a lot of time to be able to design an ideal system.
Right.
And much of this time is gone into looking at different things, different parameters, different technologies. What do you want to inspect? What do you want to guide? And when we looked at this complexity of the challenge, we thought that there is a way as Teledyne to solve it. So what we wanted to do as part of this innovation is what used to take 12, 18, 24 months. We want to do that in minutes and hours. So yes, it's a fearless ambition. But what's life without an ambition and a challenge?
I mean, absolutely, right? And you get into entrepreneurship and you get into entrepreneurship in a big company like Teledyne, and that's all day, right? You're here for the ambition of the industry and the product that you're making, and also how you're helping customers solve a real-time solution. And that is just really cool. I don't know if you know this about me, Sadiq, but I like to look at history of things. And I like to kind of see how we've progressed over time in this industry and, kind of compare it to where we were to where we are. But what are your thoughts on the automation industry and how far we've come and how we are continuing to disrupt the industry through technology and through these advancements and breakthroughs? And how is Teledyne on the forefront of that?
When I look at how the industry was back in the 90s and what is it today, it's transformative. The technologies that you see on the floor here at Automate, the innovations that we have seen is quite high. And what we are really trying to do is to bring some of these concepts back together. So let me give you a little bit of concepts around that. So back in 1990s, we used to build rule-based system. Now, being a father of two kids, the rule-based system doesn't always work.
Right.
So
you're
that
telling
was
me. You're telling me.
that was a kind of reality of the situation. It was a rule-based system. It was programmed onto that. A lot of things that we used to see in machine vision was based on two dimensions, meaning you would see the width and the length of an object on a manufacturing floor. But you never used to see the depth back then, which is a very, very important information. You look at the technologies of sensors which were available at that point in time, and it was not super fast. It was good, but it was not super fast. Fast forward this today, we are processing on the edge. We have the ability to look at an object to be able to say whether it's a good object or it's not so good object. That processing is happening on time. There is an infusion of artificial intelligence in everything that we are seeing around here.
Yep.
There is a lot of empowerment into the sensor technology as well as the interfaces and the processing engine that comes in. And the most promising one for me is we are making it easy for customers to be able to implement many of these kind of solutions as well. So I think industry has transformed already. It will continue to transform. And one of the things that I believe around manufacturing, automation has been a B2B market. You buy stuff from somebody, you manufacture it, and somebody goes and sell it and distribute to you. But the unique capabilities that are now available today, whether you look at from robotics or you look at from AI or you look at from digital perspective, manufacturers today have an ability to transform their business not only to be a B2B operation, but to be a B2C operation where they are directly connected with the end customers.
I have noticed that. And I have noticed some tech on the floor that is B2C. And I thought, I was walking by a booth earlier and I was like, this is getting real, real fast, So that was really exciting for me to see today. So that's great stuff. I love that you're on a mission to make it easier for your customers to implement the technology. I kind of want to know what that means for the future of work and the workforce, because as you know, the manufacturing industry has a workforce deficit that we're still working to overcome. And there's going to be a projected 2.1 to 2.3 million openings in manufacturing by 2030. So from your perspective as a technology provider and a solutions provider, what is Teledyne doing to overcome that gap and to maybe impact the future of work, the frontline workforce, that type of thing?
So I think there are three factors. Factor number one is there is immense amount of innovation and technology. Sometimes it outpaces human ability to scale, gives you anxiety looking at just these technology. And this fear, am I doing everything that is possible? Am I trying to bring all the things? So that's one. The other thing that we see is the deficit in human resources. And not just deficit in the human resources, but actually bringing the smart minds and retaining them to manufacturing, because there are lots of jobs available. And the third thing is that every organization is trying to look at options in order to optimize their costs, reduce costs for their customers. Now, each of these factors are pulling you in different direction. And so Teledyne, the philosophy behind Teledyne is we try to work on remarkable innovation. And the reason why we use the word remarkable innovation is because we want innovation that matters. So we're looking at these three things and we are saying, okay, there is a deficit on human resource.
Yes.
How do we bring in solutions and capabilities that empowers manufacturing to do more with less? How do we make it easy? How do we bring such a technology that attracts the talent? So that's our focus behind the innovations that we are building in. What we are also doing is we are making innovations easy to understand and easy to implement. There are many solutions that we're showcasing as part of our booth, which are very easy to implement. And finally, we take a lot of focus and not just innovating, but innovating at a cost that can scale itself. We have inline manufacturing all the way from sensor technology, all the way till camera and building solutions. So we are trying to bring all of these things together in order to truly impact what market needs today.
That's amazing. I've got to ask you a follow-up question just really quickly. But from your customers' perspective and feedback, have they mentioned anything about the ease of use to implement the Teledyne technology? And have they mentioned anything about how that is helping them with initiatives like recruiting or retention, or just being able to give some easier, you know, everyday work to their frontline workforce?
Well, I will give you example of our own team because we have been able to retain talent like anything. We have in one of our divisions, we have a very young force of people which gets attracted to a lot of high-tech companies. Not only we have been able to retain them, but they are excited about the future. They are excited about what we are bringing to the marketplace and the complexity that we are solving. So really, it's about starting with a purpose. What is the purpose of the organization? How are you building things, and how you're truly solving the needs of the marketplace? And I think that is certainly something that attracts talent. That is something that excels talent. The other element is we have to continue to develop our talent, and we need to provide them opportunities to grow and experiment. So risk-taking and experimentation and learning and development are also a few other factors that we are focusing on.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, encouraging people to take risks too, right? I mean, that's something that I talk a lot with HR leaders about, empowering people, enabling people to take risks and fail forward is huge. So I love to hear that. I think that's a great testament to your own company culture. As far as your digital solutions or any other solutions that you all are maybe debuting at the Automate show this year, what are some that you are the most excited about?
Oh, I'm excited about quite a few things, right? So I'm going to share with you a few examples that we are showcasing around the booth over here. Number one is our 3D technologies. 3D technologies really enable not only for somebody to see, but really capture the depth imaging. You have seen so many robotics manufacturers on the floor, and they're all trying to solve how to do pick and place and how to do it fast and how to measure and how to do inspection. And we have quite a few solutions around that. We have our software portfolio, we have our AI portfolio, and many of them we are showcasing here today.
That is really cool. All right, so you're very excited about the 3D solutions.
We are excited about 3D, we are excited about AI, we are excited about a lot of stuff.
How are you all thinking that AI is practical for everyone that's out there thinking about the buzzwords?
So we adapted certain things in AI a few years back when the market was not fully ready for that, and we have been experimenting it through a very long time. There are quite a few benefits around AI. One is around decision making. Again, going back to rule-based system, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to make informed decision. AI really enables that. So we have software platform that really allows you to train and to make decisions. So not only just capture information from the camera. The other thing around AI is how do you make it easy for your developers to utilize code-based and take advantage of that? So as an organization, we are looking at different aspects on how do we generate more productivity with our R&D, with our manufacturing. How do we become more productive and effective as an organization? So we are looking at that. And the final one that I will say is we have debuted SideBase, which is the application that I was referring earlier around reducing the cycle time for machine vision design. And what future holds for it is that you go and you write in a sentence to develop an inspection system for gala apples, and that's it. And it does the rest of work for you. So future is promising, and as I often say for Teledyne, we are not here for good enough. We are here for good.
Well, I love that so much, Sadiq. For everyone that is listening here today and joining us virtually, what is a good point of contact for you?
Well, we are on LinkedIn. Follow us on Teledyne Vision Solutions, and there are a lot of updates that are regularly going around that, so we can be touched there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you, Ann.
We are so happy to have you. Everyone out there, connect with Teledyne, and we will see you all later. The future of work looks great.
Thank you, Ann, for having me.
Oh, thank you so much.